Indiana has released its unemployment numbers for the month of June. Where Du Bois County ranked this month, plus 8th District Congressman Larry Bouchon hosted a job fair out at WJC this afternoon, and host Bill Potter brings us the final edition of Inform from the Du Bois County 4-H Fair. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. Well, Indiana unemployment numbers are out once again, and Du Bois County continues to lead the way for the lowest unemployment rate in the state. Numbers released this morning show that Indiana's unemployment rate is at 5.9% for the month of June. That's up 0.2% from May's number. The Indiana Department of Workforce Development says that rate increase can be attributed to 4,000 people returning to the workforce to look for jobs. The state gained 10,000 private sector jobs in June, and no major sectors reported job losses. That marks the largest June increase on record. The state has now added 235,300 jobs since July of 2009, which was the low point for employment in the state. Now, locally, Du Bois County once again led the way with the lowest unemployment in Indiana. That was at 4.3% for the month of June, 0.2 ahead of second place Hamilton County. Davies County dropped to 6th in the state with an unemployment rate of 4.8% in June. Martin County was just outside the top 10 with a rate of 5%. Spencer County was at 5.2%. Warwick County 5.3%. Pike County 5.4%. Perry County 6%. Orange County 6.5%, and Crawford County at 6.8%. Vermilion County had the highest unemployment rate in Indiana last month. That was at 8.8%. Despite a 0.2 increase last month, Indiana's unemployment rate remains the second lowest in our region, trailing only Ohio. Speaking of employment, local residents who are looking for work got the opportunity to do so earlier today. Indiana 8th District Congressman Larry Bouchon hosted a job fair at Rookser Gym on the Vincennes University Jasper campus this afternoon. The fair featured a special hour for area veterans from 1 to 2 p.m. before opening to the general public from 2 to 5 p.m. For veterans, Bouchon says getting a job is an important step in getting them reacclimated to society.
And in fact, the veteran unemployment rate is much higher than the unemployment rate of the general population. So that's why generally when we do these job fairs, the first hour we hold open for veterans only, because since I've been in Congress, we've tried to do our best to make sure we can integrate veterans back into society with a good job. And that's what's important, because many veterans are struggling to find good employment. So it's really an honor for me to try to help them.
The fair featured 34 different employers, and more than 600 jobs were available. Bouchon says job fairs help to match employers with people that have the skills they need.
Unemployment, the number is low, but if you look at actual unemployment, people that have quit looking for jobs, I still think it may be in the double digits. Now, here in Du Bois County, in the Jasper area, the unemployment rate is low, but we've advertised this job fair around the region, hoping to get people, even from Evansville and other areas, to come up and look at all the great opportunities that are here in Du Bois County and the surrounding areas.
Congressman Bouchon, Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner, and Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz addressed employers and job seekers this afternoon as part of the event. The event was put on in conjunction with Work One Southwest and the Vincennes University Jasper campus. A head-on crash in Spencer County critically injured 2 drivers. At about 7:30 this morning, Indiana State Police say 19-year-old Colton Claspel of Newburgh was going eastbound on State Road 66 just east of Hatfield. After he passed County Road 800 West, police say Claspel crossed the center line and went into the westbound lane for an unknown reason. Claspel's vehicle then hit 2 mailboxes and went along a cornfield before colliding head-on with a vehicle driven by 66-year-old William Bowman of Maceo, Kentucky. The impact pushed Bowman's vehicle into a driveway on the south side of the road. Claspel's vehicle came to rest on its driver's side. State police say both Claspel and Bowman suffered critical injuries in the accident. Both were airlifted to St. Mary's Hospital in Evansville. Both vehicles were total losses in this crash, and authorities say their investigation is still ongoing. The Spencer County Sheriff's Department, the Luce Township Fire Department, Spencer County EMS, and St. Mary's Hospital also assisted. The City of Jasper is now looking at future ideas for zoning properties. Last night, the steering committee held its 5th of 6 meetings designed to come up with a unified subdivision control and zoning ordinance. Last night's meeting focused on the zoning aspect of the new unified ordinance. Among the ideas to be discussed last night were the possibilities for a park provision in the ordinance. Director of Community Development and Planning Darla Blasey says that provision would dictate how land around city parks is used in the future.
Well, in that case, I would be looking at our existing parks and where those are located within the city and our 2-mile area, and then maybe some areas that we'd like to set aside. So we're looking at the future land use for the city and also that area that we call the 2-mile jurisdictional area.
A second idea that was discussed last night was the idea of a neighborhood business provision in the zoning part of the ordinance. Blasey says that would set up zoning areas that allow for convenience businesses like grocery stores or doctor's offices to be located near neighborhoods for easier access to residents. As far as other businesses go, Blasey says the committee also looked into the structure of business zoning as it exists now and other ideas for the future. The steering committee is now moving into the final stages of its work. Blasey says last night was just another example of how well things have gone.
We've had great participation. We really appreciate these citizens stepping forward and giving us their time and energy, and they really, it was exciting to kind of see last night how they just kind of dug in and started working.
The final meeting is set to be held in September, and plan drafts are expected to be presented to the committee at that time. Blasey says a public hearing will be held, likely following the Jasper Plan Commission's September meeting. New statewide grant money is becoming available, and DuBois County could be cashing in. The Lilly Endowment has announced a 6th phase for its Giving Indiana Funds for Tomorrow or GIFT initiative. $66 million worth of grant money will be made available as part of the initiative. The first 5 initiatives distributed $985 million collectively in grant money. Locally, as mentioned, DuBois County could be getting part of that new money. The Community Foundation would be eligible to get $500,000 for the funding based on population guidelines set by the Lilly Endowment. DuBois is one of 65 Indiana counties in the $500,000 category, which is for counties with a population up to 50,000. Brad Ward is the CEO of the DuBois County Community Foundation. He says the money will be used for future work. He also says local matches could increase the amount of money the foundation gets.
In typical community foundation fashion, we're going to be looking at the sustainability of any project that's taking form in this community. And so the Lilly Endowment monies give us a chance to really build those endowment assets. And we're not just talking about a $500,000 gift from Lilly. If we're able to secure the local match, and actually receive those dollars from Lilly, we're talking about $1 million in growth to our endowment or to some type of charitable work that we do here through the Community Foundation.
The program will include 2 basic types of grant support. These are funds for building unrestricted endowments and funds to be used for any charitable purpose as chosen by a community foundation. A community foundation has to put at least half of the funding that it receives into the unrestricted endowment. The matching incentives would be more weighted towards gifts to unrestricted endowments and would recognize gifts on a $2 to $1 matching basis. That would be the highest level match in the program. There are 3 other funding categories. 17 Indiana counties qualify for the $1 million category for 50 to 150,000 in population. 7 counties are in the $1.5 million category, 150 to 300,000 population. And 3 Indiana counties are in the $2 million funding group for more than 300,000 population. Indiana now has 94 community foundations or related groups across the state's 92 counties. That's up from 12 back in 1990. Ward says the growth shows statewide commitment to building for the future.
You're seeing the field evolve, you're seeing it change, but what an explosion it's been over the last 2 decades to have this many community foundations pop up across the state. And what that means is that we're very dedicated in the state of Indiana to the Hoosier state to, allow the local challenges and opportunities be seized by local people.
Applications for the funding are due by September 11th. A recent graduate of Forest Park High School is among 9 incoming Indiana University freshmen from across the Hoosier State who have been selected to be Kelly Scholars by the IU Kelly School of Business. Brandon Libahusen is the son of Chris and Angie Libahusen of St. Anthony. Brandon was valedictorian and president of this year's senior class, along with student council and the National Honor Society. He was also a 4-year member of the school's soccer team, a National Merit Commended Scholar, and a delegate to the 2013 National Rural Electric Cooperative Youth Tour. He was honored with the Good Citizen Award from the Daughters of the American Revolution as well. Kelly scholars receive standard tuition and fees along with a stipend for living expenses and funding for academic activities, including studying overseas. The program is funded by a $23 million gift from E.W. Kelly and his family. That gift was made to IU back in the fall of 1997. The university then named the School of Business in Kelly's honor to acknowledge that gift. Now, this year's class of Kelly Scholars was selected from a group of top students admitted to IU who were invited to apply for the program based on their outstanding academic records. The application included references, a high school transcript, several personal statements on a variety of topics, and an essay question. A Spencer County author's book is hitting stores nationwide this week. The book is titled My Daddy Always Told Me. It was written by South Spencer High School teaching assistant Tom Kuchenbrod. The book is focused on self-management. It functions as a no-nonsense guide to life through examples from Kuchenbrod's own life. It also features advice that he has given to students through the years as he helped them through difficult times. The book is being published by Tate Publishing and Enterprises. You can get the book at your local bookstore or online at tatepublishing.com. Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com are also offering the book through their websites. Kuchenbrod has worked as a teaching assistant at South Spencer for 15 years. He received his bachelor's degree in history education. Kuchenbrod also served in the Army and the Air Force. He's worked in law enforcement both as a patrolman and as a jailer. Finally this evening, state police say an Indianapolis man was struck and killed by a semi-trailer while walking on Interstate 265 in southern Indiana. Sergeant Jerry Gooden says a caller had reported a man walking in an I-265 construction zone near Jeffersonville at about 1 o'clock this morning. He says a trooper arrived in the area just as a semi-trailer hit the man. Gooden says the trooper saw 66-year-old Larry Payton walking in the driving lane and that he appeared to be staggering. Payton was pronounced dead at the crash scene. The semi-driver was not hurt. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform from the Du Bois County 4-H Fair. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.